In honor of the great 47th president-elect of the American Empire, we are going to do a tier list, or we are going to talk about some personalities in the UFC that I think are one of the biggest fanboys of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is a huge influence in not only in America but in one of the best fighting promotions in the world, that is UFC. The first person that we are going to talk about is Bryce Mitchell.
The world is surrounded by a 200-foot tall ice wall, and that's what we call Antarctica. So,
Of course, Bryce Mitchell is someone who believes that the earth is flat, so he is someone who obviously supports Donald Trump. He belongs to such blue collar working class of America who believes that migrants are taking over their believe that everything in the world is just for them, who believe that the earth is flat, and who believe that Donald Trump is one of the greatest savior for working class people over there, although Donald Trump is a billionaire. But that's what they believe in. That is their core principle. They're against abortion, and they are against migrants, and they are very educated. That's all I'm going to say. He is like, how should I should keep him in the probably in the S tier. He should probably be in the S tier, I think. The second person that I'm going to talk about is, of course, Donald Trump's favorite fighter, Kobe Chaos Covington. And
You could call him up probably. He has him on his cell phone.
Yeah, that's the plan. After Saturday night, I'm going to have a talk with Mr. Dana White, and I'm going to tell him to bring me to the office. I want to go say some words to the greatest living American, the leader of the free world.
You dumb fucking clip. You fucking fool.
by that, I mean a sore loser who believes that if he wins, then it's one of the best fights and it's just like one of the great things in the UFC. And if he loses, then the referee were biased, and it was a premature finish. He wasn't finished, although he had his jaw broken. Like someone like Donald Trump, who lost an election and just like, I won that election. That's what he did. So that is what Kobe Covington is all about. And Kobe Covington is like one of those, again, like working class, blue collar people, but uneducated. That's one thing that you can say about them. I love such people who are a little bit, retarded, but like I like people who are a little bit of sore loser. They complain a lot, but they are fanboys of Donald Trump. So that's what I'm going to say. The third person that I'm going to talk about is someone who has one of the best podcasts in the world. That's what Americans believe, because he has a huge following in America. That is Joe Rogan.
Aliens are real. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm probably like 90% convinced. But if they are real, I leave in the room for bullshit. It's like, Jamie, get a picture of your shirt.
Joe Rogan is someone like who is an uneducated uncle that you meet at a marriage function or somewhere, who just can't stop talking about UFOs and aliens, and he's the real man. Like he represents someone who can be a fanboy of Donald Trump, because he is someone who is uneducated, and he's someone who is just like an old man who's just trying to talk about the things that are interesting to him. For an example, alien life and UFOs and all these things that he just can't stop talking about. And yeah, migrants are the things that you should talk about on election day, and so that the people who are miserable in their place, they just come to your country for have a good life, and they are just the reason why, they are the reason why your country is doing poorly, not because of your foreign policy and everything like that. It's the migrants. It's not like these people who are just having a miserable life in their country, maybe because of your country, because your country has done something to their country. That's why they're coming. But who knows, like it's just like, these are not the people who deserve a better life. So it's good to just blame them, because you have to be very old and uneducated, I guess. So this is what Joe Rogan is all about. Has one of the most followed podcasts in the world, and he just talks about UFOs and aliens, and he gets lots of views. And yeah, the people who listen to Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan. They are the usual uneducated ones in the society, and it's okay. Like, that's what Americans do. Let's just leave it for them. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is the crybaby of the UFC, that is Sean Strickland.
2024 racism is complicated, you guys. It's real complicated. Back in the day, it was easy, you know. If somebody didn't like somebody by their skin color, they were racist. Super easy. But now, it's fucking complicated.
Sean Strickland is the ultimate crybaby. So he is a fanboy of Donald Trump. That's not a surprise. He's just someone who is like talks about lots of stuff in his life. He just talks about his rough upbringing. So it's just like mostly American shit. That's what, like, their upbringing is like that. I'm not saying anything, but he's just an uneducated crybaby. So yeah, he's one of those. He can also be an 8-year Donald Trump fanboy in the UFC. That's it for the video. I just had some fun. I just talked some trash, and I just wanted to make this video a little bit fun. I just wanted to talk about them because these people represent something in the American politics. These people are the fanboys of the UFC. I have seen lots of other people like the Khabib manager who was talking about also supporting Donald Trump, and I just wanted to talk about these things because I find it really funny how a person who gets hit in the head talks about politics, and they think that they are very, very educated about politics and they can talk about lots of things. They know lots of things, you know. They have great insight into the politics and how economy and how everything is, and people listen to them and people talk about them and people just follow them for political advice. And that's kind of an irony in itself. So don't listen to people who gets hit in the head for payment for their life, for their life expense. Don't take their advice for political things. That's what we do in this channel. We talk about martial arts, we talk about UFC, we talk about things that get me excited in a good way. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.